Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wingcat Sports, and it's our Lions post game. Lions beating the 49ers 40-39, get to a 14-2 record, making next week a all for nothing first place or wild card game against the Vikings. Jared Goff had a good day, 26 for 34, 303 yards, 3 TDs. Gibbs ran for another 117 yards, 18 carries. Top wide receiver was JMO again, 5 receptions for 77 yards. He's on track to eventually get to 1,000 yards on the season.
Well, since I'm sitting in my brother's spot, I'll be the volatile one and say, F you to all these people who complained about the defense of the whole game and how we're going to lose to Minnesota because we can't stop anybody. It's a meaningless freaking game. And we came out, and the 49ers, you could tell from those first moments, wanted to win this game badly. And we just said, we'll let you think you're going to win it. And they thought they would. But then we're going to just take it away from them. And we did.
Kirby Joseph had a good day.
Away from them.
Kirby Joseph had a good day. He had 2 good interceptions. Purdy overall didn't have a bad day, though, either.
Brock
27
Purdy
for 35.
What he always does and sucks.
377 yards on the day, 3 TDs, just threw 2 untimely interceptions. Got sacked a couple times, too. But the 49ers didn't play bad. It's just the Lions were able to keep their offense going.
Was the 49ers defense any better than the Lions? Everyone was so worried. Oh, we can't stop anybody. Oh, did we introduce our guest?
Yeah, we did not introduce Rob.
This is our guest from Texas, Dallas Cowboy fan. Used to live here, but loves the Cowboys so much he had to go down there. And I don't know. I won't tell you what he does to Jerry Jones.
The Cowboys are actually my second favorite team. Lifetime Lions.
That's
fan.
right.
But basically, think about the special teams play, guys. A couple of kicks going San Francisco's way, and the game could have turned out a little bit different.
Could have. There's 6 points left. Well, 7 points left on the board from San Francisco. Missed extra points, 2 missed field goals by Moody. He's been like that all year. He's probably out after this year in San Francisco. On top of a missed extra point by the Lions. So there's 1 point there, but it was a weird day, and it seemed like it was a little slippery out there in San Francisco today. But again, you got the win, 40-34, 14 on the season, continuing your record. You looked up what was the first time since the 1960s or whatever?
1962, I was told this is the first time we've won in the Bay Area.
So that's a long time.
Another milestone.
Does that mean like against the old Raiders when the Raiders used to play out there?
I think it's just San Francisco.
They're also
the
Bay
Oakland
Area.
Raiders,
the old Oakland Raiders.
San Francisco was probably in. I don't remember what that field was called. I remember Candlestick Park.
Yeah,
but I don't remember what it was called before. I should remember it. Before Candlestick.
Another thing about this game is, despite the misfield, there's no punts this game. Both punters sat there the day out. They went for it on 4th down multiple times. They missed field goals. They had turnovers. Really, it was the 49ers who had most of those mistakes. I don't think the Lions needed to punt in any situation besides maybe 1 or 2 4th downs. But for the most part, when they went for it on 4th down, they were in field goal range. And there was Jack Fox got to just sit on his butt today and enjoy the game.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't have to punt it. Like I said, it was a fun game, meaningless. Didn't matter to either team what happened because next week is our game to decide the division, regardless of what happened.
I mean, obviously, what is a concern is defensive coverage in the middle of the field, mid-range, because there were times when Purdy had a lot of time to find guys open in the middle of the field, and that could be a weakness against other teams looking forward.
That was a big problem today. They seem to always get at least one big play in.
I'm sure
big play in, but we'll see.
Sam Darnold is frothing at the mouth. Can't wait to get to our defense with Justin Jefferson sitting there and Addison. It's going to be, but I don't think, like I said, you're going to see the same thing. The Lions, know what they have to do. So I'm not too worried at home in front of a crazed audience. But you know what? I guess I'm bold. We've watched them for a long time. I'm just happy that they're competing. And if they don't win, you know what? We get to go play Atlanta or Tampa, and we'll kick the shit out of them.
Well,
Hopefully.
we hope so.
You are favored by 3 against Minnesota. 65% chance to win. Right now, Aaron Jones is questionable. A little preview to next week. Aaron Jones is questionable. But again, the biggest thing probably that you can take out of this week is no injuries.
Yeah.
No injuries happen this
anyone
week.
scheduled to come back
And
next week?
Next week, people who could technically come back, you potentially could see Anzalone coming back next week. Potentially. I don't think anyone fully expected to come back until the playoffs is when you mostly are getting everyone back. I would not expect Montgomery back next week.
Oh no.
But most of them we're thinking probably playoffs is when most of your defenses come back. The only one I think would be
this
maybe
is what we're going to take against Minnesota next week.
Yeah, Khalif Raymond might be the only one that'd be coming back who has been on IR.
Anzalone, is it?
I don't think Anzalone's been activated yet. So I don't expect him to be back. Raymond would be the only one I would think might be back for this game. But we'll see. Anzalone could get activated this week. He might be ready to go, but I don't think he'll be ready until the playoffs.
Well, it would be good if our defense could take some of the pressure off the offense. Kirby Joseph had some great plays. They were able to get some pressure on Purdy, but the 49ers were able to get some pressure on Goff, too. I don't know how good the Minnesota pass rush is, if they have another equivalent of Joey Bosa, but that is a weakness that the Lions have. If they don't protect Goff, he's not going to be running around and scrambling.
So he got sacked for 2 times today. So, but I think both are by Bosa.
But that is something that we've had to deal with all year. So we know, and they know. We played each other so many times. It's hard to keep beating them as much as we like it.
It'd be a 5th straight win against Minnesota if you beat Minnesota.
After game.
5th straight win.
If you that would be hard to do. It's hard. I mean, and then
it's hard.
You're also sweeping the division.
Chances are we could play them for the NFC Championship game, even if we beat them tomorrow. So
tomorrow,
or not tomorrow,
next week. But I mean, you're going for the task of sweeping the division, which is not easy in general, especially with how the NFC North has been this year. But there is a good chance. You got 2 teams that have 14 wins in the division. You're going to have a 14-win wild card team because someone has to lose. Lions have the advantage if they can tie the Minnesota Vikings. They have the tiebreaker. So a tire when they get the number 1 seed.
And I tell you what, man, that number 1 seed is great because you have one more week of rest for your starters to try to come back.
No, it is important in that sense, but I guess, like I said, I'm just trying to be positive. And I mean, 14-win season, and next week determines whether you even get 1 home game. I mean, it's sad. This team deserves much more than that. Not that Minnesota doesn't. If they win, they win. But I mean,
if they win,
Minnesota, you are
not get a single home game.
You are either the first or second best team in the playoffs, and you might, if you're the second best team, you're not going to have a home game most likely.
That's the way it is.
Most likely. That doesn't mean all the wild card teams are actually pretty good. 2 of them are going to have a better record than the team they are facing in the playoffs.
Right.
And one of them is going to have the challenge of playing Philly, which I think at the moment actually seems to be Green Bay going to Philadelphia.
I thought it was Washington.
Washington, I think, has the 6th seed right now.
So we'll have to see how that plays out.
We'll see.
Okay. Nobody is going to want to really have to face Philadelphia or Washington in the playoffs because anything can happen once you get in the playoffs.
Yep.
Anything can happen.
So we'll dive more into that though in our NFC North video because that will go into what we're doing for the rest of the week. But again, overall, great game by the Lions, 40-34. We thought they would win. They did win. just not as close as we thought. With all that being said, though, if you like what you see, you like, comment, subscribe, share the video around. Let me know what you think down in the comments about the game. Until next time, we'll see everybody soon.